All right, well, back again for a second time today, and I was asked the question whether or not you could use timers instead of a solar panel as a day-night or dusk-dawn trigger. And the answer is yes, and in fact, this type of setup can be used for any variety of purposes where you want to have a certain period of time that your power is on, and then a certain period of time that your power is off. So you'll see on the wall here I have two timers and a bunch of other garbage, and I'll explain how this works. But the idea is one of these is the on timer, and one of these is the off timer, and they cause each other to cycle on and off. If you wanted to use this for lighting at night, you'd have to put in the number of seconds for night in the on timer and the number of seconds for day in the off timer, which varies by the configuration of server you're on. So good luck figuring out the exact number of seconds for day and night on your server. I guess it's possible, but uh, screw that. But there's other great purposes for this, like having a timer that maybe opens a door for a minute or maybe 5 minutes and tricks somebody to walking in and then closes everything and turns on all the gun, opens all the gun doors as a trap base. Or maybe it cycles your lights on outside your base every 5 minutes just to screw with people and make them think you have a power problem, or maybe you're home, or like a cheap rust burglar alarm or some crap like that. So here's how this works. Soak it in. There's a couple of solar panels here I'm using for power. The display here and lamp I'm using to represent when the power is on. And there's two timers here. The right side timer is the power on duration. The left side timer is the power off duration. I'm using a branch here to provide power to a splitter because I need to power both of these blockers and this timer always. They all of these devices, all four here, all need power all the time. So this is just the configuration I chose to do that. You could use another splitter or something else also, but in this configuration, if this is your main power on timer, then you probably want the bulk of your power going through here. So I just used a branch to tap off just enough to power these two blockers and timer. So there's only one wire missing here, and this whole thing's going to start up when I connect it. So the brief explanation before I started is this timer, when on, sends your main power out through the display and onward, and the branch causes this blocker to go into block mode, and it's going to be connected to this timer so that when it comes out of block mode, the toggle on trigger here causes this timer to start. And then the off cycle is in exactly the reverse, but the same process. So once this timer expires, it's no longer blocking here, and then this power trigger causes the on timer to start again. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll start it up here and let it run for a few cycles. It's set for 5 seconds and 15 seconds right now, and maybe just looking at it run will give you a better idea. So boom, there we go. Now that is the off timer. It's running for 15 seconds. And then as soon as the off timer expires, you're going to see it provide power to that top blocker, which opens the path to the right side timer. The right side timer is the on timer. Boom, when it turns off, it opens the other blocker. That restarts the off timer. As soon as the off timer comes around and expires, it's going to open up the top blocker again, which triggers the right side timer, and that cycle will just continue indefinitely as long as you've got power, obviously. So you need an input and a battery system before this. You could use this for turning on and off all the power to your base. It's probably more practical downstream on a specific branch for toggling lights on and off on a cycle, or doors on and off on a cycle, or whatever nefarious reason you've come up for sticking this in line. But this little combination right here should allow you to pick an on-off timer of whatever duration you want and just have things click on and off. And there it is. Take it all in, screenshot, whatever, and have fun.